USC women's basketball teenage phenom JuJu Watkins isn't turning away any of the new fans in her sport, not even the ones that give her headaches. The meteoric rise of Caitlin Clark has injected women's basketball with waves of new fans, mainstream media hype, and plenty of arguments between the new fans and old ones. These arguments are often about Clark's treatment by the league, other players, and the media. And some longtime women's hoop stars have denounced certain supporters of Clark and discouraged them from following the sport. Former WNBA player and current Atlanta Dream executive Renee Montgomery said that many of Clark's fans cannot be a representation of what the WNBA would want in their league during an episode of her podcast in September. WNBA legend Sue Bird lashed out at this group in her podcast in November, claiming that some of them aren't even fans of Clark but are just acting as fans while pushing racist agendas and pushing hate. Clark herself said that some of her followers aren't fans but are trolls in her exit interview for her rookie WNBA season, after Connecticut Sun players accused some of her fans of racism during a playoff series against Clark's Indiana Fever in September. But the 19-year-old Watkins, who is currently on pace to break Clark's NCAA all-time career scoring record, isn't taking any of the new attention for granted as a college player. So many new fans being in the sport sometimes can be not necessarily challenging, but can just kind of give you a headache a bit. Not a lot of people know what they're talking about sometimes, but it's great for the sport. The fact that people are watching is enough in itself, Watkins said when asked by Fox News Digital in an exclusive interview about what challenges come with the sport's new attention. "We would like it to be positive, but it's not always going to be like that. So as long as we continue to raise the numbers and viewership goes up, I think that's all we can ask for." Watkins said she even wants those fans to cheer for her too. But even if they end up hating her, she will still embrace the fact that they're paying attention. When asked if she wants the sport's controversial new fans to cheer for her too, Watkins answered, "Oh yeah, I love supporters and I also love haters. I think that's just a part of the game. There's so many sides to it. So it's the nature of the game, and there's always going to be negative and positive aspects of it." One of the most recent controversies surrounding Clark occurred when she was chosen as Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year. Some in the WNBA, including Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson during a CNN interview, criticized the decision to choose Clark for the award. Johnson said Clark was chosen because it's the way media plays out race, and it didn't do enough to recognize the other players in the league. But Watkins thinks Time made the right call. "I'm all for it," Watkins said. "I honestly think she deserves it. I don't think anyone has changed the trajectory of the sport so much, so I honestly think she deserves every bit of it." Clark herself stoked backlash from some of her own supporters during the Time interview when she made the statement, "As a white person, there is privilege." "It's super dope," Watkins said when asked about Clark's comments on white privilege. For her to kind of bring that to light was cool. Clark herself has acknowledged the outrage her comments sparked and, like Watkins, embraces the positive and negative attention that has come with it. With the way things are going and where the WNBA is going, you want that attention and you embrace it. And that's what makes this so fun. Clark said of the backlash at the A Year in Time event in New York on December 11. "Controversy has been a driving force behind the rise in women's basketball's popularity over the last 2 years. The rivalry between Clark and Angel Reese became one of the hottest in sports after their meeting in the 2023 NCAA Women's Basketball Championship game, when Reese's LSU Tigers defeated Clark's Iowa Hawkeyes. Reese pointed to her ring finger at the end of that game, unleashing mass controversy. Then, after Clark led her team back to the title game in her senior year in 2024, the women's championship outperformed the men's game in TV ratings for the first time in history. Watkins hopes and believes that the women's college game will continue to beat the men's in viewers, and she will do her part as one of the top stars in college to make that happen. "I think that it's definitely a trend now," Watkins said of the women's college game getting more attention from men. Watkins pointed to her recent history against UConn star Paige Bueckers as an example of something that can keep eyeballs on their sport, with Clark and Reese now in the pros. USC's game versus UConn on Deck 21 averaged 2.23 million viewers, making it the second highest rated game ever shown on Fox Sports and the most watched women's college basketball game so far this season. For that to not even be a March Madness matchup, and to see that, I can only imagine what it will be like in March, Watkins said. USC sophomore guard JuJu Watkins has taken the mantle from Caitlin Clark as the biggest name in women's college basketball. This season, Watkins is averaging 25.1 points per game for the 14-1 Trojans, who are ranked 4th in the AP poll. In 49 career games, she's dropped 1,297 points, currently putting her on pace to top Clark's all-time NCAA scoring record. Watkins has openly praised Clark on numerous occasions in the past, and she did so again this week in an interview with Fox News Digital's Jackson Thompson. In December, Clark was named Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year. In a wide-ranging conversation with the publication, the former University of Iowa star and current Indiana Fever standout admitted she benefits from white privilege. "I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege," Clark told Time. "A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been black players. This league has kind of been built on them. The more we can appreciate that, highlight that, talk about that, and then continue to have brands and companies invest in those players that have made this league incredible, I think it's very important. I have to continue to try to change that. The more we can elevate Black women, that's going to be a beautiful thing." Some people, including more than a few of Clark's fans, were angry at her comments, but Watkins made it clear she appreciated them. "It's super dope," Watkins told Fox News Digital. "For her to kind of bring that to light was cool." Additionally, Watkins supported Time bestowing Clark with its Athlete of the Year honor, a decision that was criticized by Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson, among others. "I'm all for it," Watkins said. "I honestly think she deserves it. I don't think anyone has changed the trajectory of the sport so much, so I honestly think she deserves every bit of it." Watkins added that Clark has offered up her phone number to reach out whenever necessary. While the USC Dynamo hasn't used the digits just yet, she will have the chance to see Clark in person when the Trojans visit Iowa on February 2. That afternoon, Clark's number 22 jersey will be raised to the rafters of Carver Hawkeye Arena. LSU's Flau'jae Johnson and USC Trojans guard JuJu Watkins are widely regarded as the next big stars in women's basketball. Fans are eagerly anticipating the chance to see these college rivals face off in the Unrivaled League, which is set to begin on January 17th. However, despite joining the league, both players will not be taking the court just yet. Unrivaled offers WNBA players a unique opportunity to earn money and refine their skills during the offseason. With its ambitious goal of becoming the highest-paying organization in women's professional sports, the league has already attracted many top athletes. They are seeking the potential for higher earnings. JuJu Watkins is no stranger to the spotlight. As a standout sophomore at USC, she's already established herself as one of the brightest young talents in college basketball. But her influence isn't limited to the court. The guard is only 19, but she's already making a big impact on the world of professional sports. She has joined as an investor in the new 3-on-3 basketball league co-founded by Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier. Watkins joined when the league announced a new round of investment, bringing their total capital raise to $35 million. She is now part of a star-studded group of investors, including NBA superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo, Olympic champion Michael Phelps, and South Carolina coach Dawn Staley. During a recent appearance on Good Game with Sarah Spain, JuJu Watkins opened up about her decision to support Unrivaled and what the future might hold for her in the league, while also hinting at other possibilities. Yes, for sure, I have plans to play in Unrivaled," Watkins said. "I'm just really committed to try to grow the game as best as I can, and if I'm able to do that now, of course, that's what I'm gonna do. So I was super excited to be a part of this new wave and hopefully be playing in the league someday." However, her eligibility to play is limited, and under the WNBA's current collective bargaining agreement, Watkins won't be eligible to turn pro until 2027. This means fans eager to see her on the court in Unrivaled will have to wait until at least 2028 for her debut. Although JuJu Watkins hasn't officially signed with Unrivaled yet, the league has secured NIL deals with college stars, including Flau'jae Johnson, who will join once her college career is complete. Adding Watkins as a future player, not just an investor, would be a huge boost for Unrivaled. LSU's standout player and rapper Flau'jae Johnson became the latest women's basketball star to sign an NIL deal with Unrivaled. As reported by the Sports Business Journal, Johnson, a 2024 All-SEC tournament player, was in her junior season with the LSU Tigers at the time. Her decision to sign with the league marked another exciting step in her career, adding more to her already impressive journey. For Flau'jae Johnson, the opportunity to join Unrivaled isn't just about basketball, but also about the financial independence and doors it opens for women in sports. "I wanted to be involved in something that is pushing the women's game forward. These women are getting paid what they deserve." Johnson mentioned in an interview with CNBC currently in her junior season, Flau'jae isn't eligible to play in Unrivaled just yet due to NCAA eligibility rules. This restriction ensures that Johnson can continue to compete for the Tigers while taking advantage of name, image, and likeness, NIL opportunities, like her deal with Unrivaled. While she can't suit up just yet, her NIL deal with the league is still a game changer. It not only highlights her rising star status, but also positions her for long-term success by granting her an equity stake in Unrivaled. Unrivaled also plans to leverage Flau'jae Johnson's influence to promote their league during her college season. Beyond basketball, they are equally invested in supporting her pursuits in the music industry, a testament to their belief in her talent. While Watkins and Johnson can't compete just yet, their involvement in the league as investors and influencers is still a significant step forward for women's sports. Their deals highlight the growing recognition of their talent and promise, setting the stage for future appearances when the time is right. For now, their focus remains on their college careers. However, both players are poised to make waves in the professional arena once they're eligible.